Hi and welcome to On the Record, your playbook for tapping India. Today we will look at an employer of record, how it supports in your next fundraise. You may be surprised, but an employer of record can play a vital and an important role in your next fundraise. How? So first of all, you may have a sizable chunk of people working under an EoR. If your team size is decent, so a lot of interactions, data is up for due diligence as well. So first and foremost, you should look at whether an EoR that you are working with is compliant or not. Because an EoR is responsible for running payroll accurately and on time, doing all the local compliances, do the right taxation and stuff, enter into right contracts with employees, should be able to run programs, advanced programs, for example, prevention of sexual harassment or POSH. It could be also around ESH, environment, safety and health. So what kind of plans and practices they have in place for that. Things around anti-bribery and foreign corrupt practices. So these are also the roles that an EoR should play because your team is working through them and their data is up for due diligence. So if an EoR is not handling all these aspects, it could actually be a lot more non-compliant. And EoR is not just about running payroll and paying employees on time and doing some basic taxes. If you have an office space through an EoR, then all the compliances around that office space are being done or not, all the required licenses has been taken or not, all the contracts are properly done or not. So these are the things where EoR could play an important role. So you should be ascertaining while choosing your EoR partner what is their value proposition from a compliance perspective, because due diligence is all about making sure your company is totally compliant and there are no potential liabilities, risks that could come, so that as you start to grow, this could haunt you down. You should also evaluate all the tax declarations and proofs or the expenses, whether the EoR is doing or conducting a proper payroll audit for all of this and making sure that whatever payments are done are all compliant, are justifiable, and there are no claims that could come from statutory departments or tax departments. If your EoR is found to be non-compliant, you could actually face service disruptions. So you should also look at what are the other kind of practices your EoR indulges in. Are they not encouraging any money laundering activities? Are there any breaches or notices or penalties that has been imposed on them in the past? Is there a common thing which keeps happening at very frequent times? Because EoR itself is such a new model of late, and government department does not issue notices on day one. It takes them some time to ascertain what is going on and then start acting on it. Now it's been 3, 4, 5 years that EoR industry is growing. Now we have started seeing a lot of notices, penalties, money laundering activities being cited and reported at various forums. So this is something that you should be aware, because if you are working with any such EoR partner, the chances are really high that your due diligence could delay a lot because they would need all this data and you will not be able to provide them. So you should also work with an EoR partner who is able to support sharing all this data and info at a very short notice and with an assurance that it would all sail through the due diligence. So this is how an EoR could play an important role in your next fundraise. If you are not diligent enough, you would probably end up sharing wrong set of information or being in a non-compliant spot yourself. Although it is indirect, but it could impact your due diligence and delay it a lot. So that's why we strongly recommend that you work with your partners while selecting them. They are very compliant and they have a compliance first approach. That's it. Thanks a lot and take care.